Got it. So I've made you co-host. Okay, awesome. So let's get started. It's 10:07. So, like I said, if you haven't done self development, hop off and get that done. Get your life together. It's a new day. Let's get into it. Yes, absolutely. Sure will. Um, okay, so first, we're going to take about 5 minutes. If you have not posted your steps, you need to go ahead and post your steps to both of your stories, Instagram and Facebook. If you have already done that, take this time and do your birthdays, or if you have a reel or a quote or something like that put up. I've already posted my steps for the beginning of the morning, and I was working on a reel, so I'm going to put that together and I'm going to go back and check my post from yesterday and just engage in that for 5 minutes. So if you have not put your steps up or done your birthdays or done a reel or quote or put something on your stories, go ahead and do that now. We'll take 5 minutes. It's 10:07, so I'm going to watch and do that. And let me see if I can multi-screen and still work this. I'm like trying my best because there's some things I can do on the computer, but I have like a really basic window. It's really, to be real with y'all, it's my daughter's computer, and I'm thankful that she lets me use it. So, but it's like super basic, and sometimes I just don't know what to do with it. So we're just gonna leave that alone. I'm still gonna work from the phone, and I'm here. So we'll put 5 minutes on, and if somebody wants to play some music or something in the midst, you guys can do that as well. So we'll do that. And what I did this morning, because I did get up so early, I started on some reels. Well, I've been doing my sorry, I'm trying to get my life together. I've been doing my reels by TikToks. So I started working on some, and then I've just been saving them to save time and not posting them right away. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in and get my stuff together and then post that way, because it saves you time, and especially if you just think of something like right in the moment. Like I had got out of the shower and I knew I was going in there to put on my black label and make my activate. So I just grabbed my phone and I just did a quick little video of doing that, and then I'm about to go and make that a post for my story. So just don't get consumed about content. Like just think of smart ways to do it, because I used to get so wrapped up and overwhelmed in like making stories and how long it takes and everything. But we got to work smarter, not harder. So if you can do things ahead of time and then go back to it, it makes your life so much easier. I really am finding that, just finding different tricks and tips to do different things.
Source of your strength is who you're sitting beside. You will live a very disappointed life. If the source of your strength is a number at the bottom of your balance sheet, something will hit your life so hard that you can't buy your way out of it. You will find out really quickly that net worth is a terrible place to put your sense of self-value. If the source of your strength is how people look at you or treat you or think about you, if the source of your strength on any given day is the condition of your health, you will always be susceptible to the elements. And so Isaiah says he will be a spirit of justice to the one who sits in judgment, and a source of strength to those who turn back to battle at the gate. To make God the source of your strength means that you depend on him. As one psalmist said, you lift your eyes to the hills, from whence cometh your help? Your help cometh from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. And he will not suffer your foot to be moved. The Lord which keepeth thee will not slumber nor sleep. The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade upon your right hand. And the sun will not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. He will preserve your soul even forevermore. To know that all your help comes from God, that all your hope is in Jesus, that all of your help comes not from the right, not from the left, not from the north, not from the south, not from the economy, not from the job. Touch somebody, say, not you. God is my source. Now go ahead and clap right now if you know God's got your back. In fact, stand up on your feet and shout about it. If God is your source in every season of your life, in every famine, I have a friend named Jesus. He is my source. I am so tempted to preach on this part of the verse that I almost forgot what came before it. Isaiah said, in that day, the Lord Almighty will be a glorious crown, a beautiful wreath for the remnant of his people. Now, what is a wreath and what is a remnant? Besides a Christmas decoration, a wreath symbolizes victory. And he is preaching victory to people who are about to experience defeat. He's preaching, of course, about the impending Assyrian invasion to the northern territory of Samaria, the crown jewel of the northern kingdom of Israel, set on a fertile valley. He's speaking to them about their potential. He's telling them how their protection is gone. And so now they're going to face a season of defeat. And in the same breath that he promises to be a source of strength, he warns them of a coming defeat. But yet he speaks about victory in the context of defeat.
All right, guys, so we can go ahead and wrap that up. Just go ahead and be finishing up whatever it is you guys are doing. If you're finishing that steps, go ahead and do that. And then next, we are going to go over to Facebook, and we're going to go to most recent. And if you're new, that is in the tab. It's over on the side. It's kind of hard to describe on your computer, but it's like under where you find your friends and all of that. If you've never used it, it's probably down towards the bottom. So we're going to go to most recent. I like to do that before before I post anything like on my actual page. I like to do some interaction and stuff on other people's posts, especially if people are already up, because it is the weekend. So, people are either sleeping in, they may be up, they may not. So I like to go on the most recent first, because I know that those people are up right now because they've just recently posted. And so I'll go through there and find people to engage with on their post. And this is also a good time if you're seeing some posts on the most recent and like it doesn't align with you. So you can actually hit this as a 2-for-1 and use it for that engagement, but you can also like use that time to kind of clean it up. If you come across that post that, you're like, then you go to the page and kind of check it out. So you can use this time to do that as well. So we're going to be in the most recent in Facebook, and we're going to do a little engagement on there and make sure you're being intentional. I know people post about it all the time, like, don't just put emojis, don't put hearts, like, oh, that's cute, like, because I was bad for doing that. I was guilty, so I can call myself out on it. Please make sure that you're being intentional whenever you are doing this time to engage on people's posts. So if it's not something that you would really comment on, just don't, because if you don't want to be fake, you don't want to be ingenuine. So we're going to take 5 minutes to do that as well. Somebody wants to start the music back. I really enjoyed that, so thank you. That's our big help.
Glorious crown, a beautiful wreath for the remnant of his people. God said he will be a wreath for the remnant. The wreath symbolizes victory. The remnant represents what's left. God always has a remnant. No matter what you've lost in your life or who walked away from you, God always leaves a remnant. No matter how wicked this world gets or how dark the times that we live in may seem to be, God always has a remnant. In every office, God has a remnant. In every church, God has a remnant. In every city and every generation, God has a remnant. God always has a remnant. There's always a little bit of oil in the house, even if you feel like you're starving to death. God always has a remnant. There's always a little boy with a lunch. If you call him for it and put it in the hands of the master, it will multiply, because God always has a remnant. No matter how many leave Gideon, there will always be 300, and God is able to win with the remnant. God said, I'm going to bless what's left. I will not be limited by what you lost. I will be a wreath for the remnant. I'm going to bless what's left. I'm going to bless what's left. Stop weeping over what's lost. I'm going to bless what's left. I want you to shout right now over what you've got left. I want you to shout right now over the gift you have, the strength you have, the friends you have, the opportunities you have, the time you have. God said, I'm going to bless what you got left. If you will not stay stuck in what walked away, I'm going to bless what you got left. You can win with what you got left. Feel like preaching. I feel like preaching to the remnant. Where's the remnant at? Where are the ones who went through the fire and came out unbound? And bless what's left. No matter what happens at the leadership
And don't
level.
overthink your interaction, guys. Like I've literally just seen a post that says Tide Pods, we have the dumbest consumers ever. Gorilla Glue, hold my beer. Like to me, that's hilarious because I still can't believe that girl did that with that Gorilla Glue. Like it has nothing to do with the business or like my fives or anything. But I do think that that's hilarious. So I went ahead and commented like, just when you think you cannot be more excited, like surprised, here comes something else. So don't overthink your interaction. Like if it's a meme or something and it's funny, like comment on it, engage, because that's what lets people know that like we're real people and that we're not just focused on the business or trying to fix people. You know, everybody doesn't need to be fixed. So just make sure you're concentrating on like those real genuine interactions. I'm sorry, I thought that was really funny. So I had to share that.
I'm looking for someone who will turn back the battle at the gate. And in that day, the Lord Almighty will be a glorious crown, a beautiful wreath for the remnant of his people.
Guys, I'm gonna let Facebook do its thing because this is not planned, but it's on my heart and I need to talk about it. I've been reading my little book, and then I was on the work with me this morning, and then I had like God just kept putting this on my heart to like talk about. So I'm gonna let you guys hop on. I'm gonna get going just so that we can kind of get on to all the things we have today. But today's Friday, so Friday, February 12th. Yeah, 12th. And the thing about it is, we have what 2.5 full months left until the end of April, right? I mean, who here has really felt like they've gotten all in? Like all in, meaning not like your vibes off consistently, your energy's off consistently, your actions off like once in a while. I'm talking about who's really gone all in on their business. And here's the thing. Red personality is going to come out through this because if you are in this tribe and in hustling or anywhere in Laval, and one, you're not listening to this and you're hopping off. Two, I can already tell where your mind's at. Three, you got to realize this is not the season where you try to figure everything out. This is not the season where you try to like have this technical thing figured out, this technical thing figured out, this technical thing figured out. This is where you need to be behind the scenes watching trainings, going to your upline if they have time right now because it's go mode, and also realizing what it takes to get into your growth. If you're not getting results in your business, what does your last like 2 weeks look like? I'm not even going to talk about the last 90 days because if you haven't been consistent for the last 90 days, that is what's showing in your business right now. But if you are brand new into your business or you've been like consistently showing up since January or the last 2 weeks, how many conversations are you having every single day? How many times are you engaging with people every single day? I am so sick of seeing people like focusing on their lack, focusing on this, focusing on that has nothing to do with serving their future and nothing to do with them. The thing about it is, this is not the time where you go to the team and complain. This is not the time where you go to the team and talk about all the things that aren't going right. If you aren't in production mode, which is having like my biggest thing that I'm doing behind the scenes is I am constantly in connections with some type of human that's not a part of Laval, whether that be through engaging, whether that be through groups, whether that be through conversations, whether that be through following up. But if you're on this team and you're constantly being like, can I do this? Can you do this? Blah, 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 blah. Get over yourself and out of your way, because I guarantee you probably aren't enrolling. And if you're not enrolling, you're not having conversations. If you are not having enough conversations, there's not enough seeds to be planted and harvested to sprout. And you have to realize what's in your way is only you. Stop trying to figure out everything right now. Stop trying to have all the answers, all the things answered. I didn't even know what was in the products when I first started. I didn't even care about my social media when I first started. I cleaned it up a little bit and then I got to work. I didn't care about what Sally Sue was doing faster than me. I didn't care about how many times I needed to do a live or how many times I needed to do income producing activities or show up for a training. I did it anyways. And the thing about it is, you guys are overthinking the vibe in this chat. Coming back from like Cabo and coming back from like,
you guys want to hop over to groups? I don't want to mess up the vibe of the Brits speaking, because I need bats all the fire right now. But if you guys want to hop over to groups, we're going to do that for about 5 minutes and still listen in. This is a good way also to clean up your friends as well, and just to be intentional. If you're not vibing with those groups, get off there. You don't need it. I'm in a bunch of groups. I've been working on just getting out of those so that way I can really engage in those groups. So take that 5 minutes to do that.
On it. And I had to speak openly and honestly about this, because you guys, your vibe attracts your tribe. And the thing about it is, you know what you get from me. You know what energy you're going to get from me. You know what mindset you're going to get from me. You know what kind of work ethic you're going to get from me. Now, why can't you do the same? Stop counting yourself out or thinking you need to be a certain way or you need to show up a certain way, and show up as you, but freaking hungry. Because if you're not here to earn a bonus, why are you here right now? And if you're not having conversations, why are you even in this team page and chat all the time acting like you are? Because the thing about it is, proof's in the pudding. Results will show by the amount of time you are showing up for yourself. If you're not constantly in communications with other people and you're trying to get your team to work and they're freaking half-assing their own life and half-assing their business and half-assing their results and half-assing their complaining and all the things that people do that stay stuck, that's on them right now. That has nothing to do with where you are going or what your team is going. Stop trying to bring a dead weight to the freaking water because they're clearly not hungry enough to drink it. And there's nothing wrong with that in this season. And I have no problem saying it like that right now, because some of you need to hear that. Some of you are trying to get people to drink water that aren't freaking thirsty. They're like, no, I'm good. I'll take a little bit. I'll let my mouth get a little more dry. I'll just keep coasting. Why are you here if you're not in go mode? If you are constantly in the chat and then not getting results, or you're constantly asking questions but not watching trainings, you're constantly in lack and complaining but then not doing self-development, you're constantly wondering why people aren't coming to your inbox, well, you're not going to theirs. You got to realize that you are the freaking only thing that's ever in your way. It's that simple, and it sucks to hear in the season of when you're not where you want to be. But you know how you get to where you want to be? You go through the trenches. You go through the growth. You go through the leveling up. You go through facing this stuff. You go through what it takes to become that person. And if you're always trying to get validation from others, show up just to prove to yourself that you're showing up from the front, but having no integrity behind the scenes, then you got to realize there's a disconnect. And the disconnect will always be there until you're willing to face it. This isn't about showing up to show the team that you're showing up. This isn't about trying to get other people to work their business. This isn't about proving to anyone but you that you're capable. It's not you're showing up for your upline or me. Like, so don't think that you need to be sorry to me. Don't be sorry to me. Go look in the mirror and say sorry to yourself. Go say sorry to your family, why you aren't being consistent, why you aren't showing up, why you aren't having conversations, why aren't you believing in yourself enough to build value to others. If you're not posting every single day, you're not working your business consistently. If you're not in your stories every single day, you are not working your business consistently. If you're not having conversations every single day, you are not having your business work consistently. If you're not doing deleting and adding and growing your network, you're not working your business consistently. If you're not engaging and growing and getting to know people, you're not working your business consistently. This isn't about doing all the things like that social media teaches right now. Yes, reels are important. You need to be doing reels. But if you're spending 20,000 hours trying to figure out how to do a reel, then move on to the next thing, which is having conversations. That is where your focus should be, is how many people you are talking to right now and how bold you are being right now. It's not about like having the perfect picture at the moment. Like, but if you're sucking at that, then study a training. It's not bad to not know. It's bad to stay stuck and keep allowing it. And there's a difference, because there's a training on every single thing that you guys need answers to. Stop trying to get validation, though. There's a difference. You either trying to get validation or you're trying to freaking prove. And some of you guys committed to work with me and then backed out. Why? This is where you have to face. These are the things that you have to get real with yourself. I am sick of people playing it comfortable and playing it small, because you're not freaking small and you're so damn worthy. And at the end of your bullshit that you keep allowing is your freaking breakthrough.
Okay, I'm gonna hop over, guys. We're gonna hop over to Instagram. Like I said, I wanted to keep it super short and make sure that I'm being super intentional with this time. So we're gonna hop over to Instagram, and we're gonna go into our stories and scroll. This is what I've been doing. A lot of people have been doing it, talking about it on the Work With Me, and it was a really good idea. So scroll over instead of starting, I guess, how am I trying to say? Instead of starting right to left, scroll all the way the opposite way and engage on your stories for about 5 minutes. And then I guess we will wrap it up. Like I said, I still have a few things to do. So we'll spend 5 minutes on that, and then we'll call it a day, guys.
Or do different, then you need to realize that you are the one that's holding yourself back. And yes, you probably already know this, right? I knew it when I was doing it. I knew it when I was holding myself back. I already felt it. But you want to know how I stepped into that? I started showing up for me. I started showing up for my work ethic. I started showing up for my conversations. I started showing up in my confidence, in my belief, in my vision. No one can make your energy level change. No one can make your mindset change. No one can make your work ethic change until you decide to freaking look at it and face it and change it. You guys want to know why you're not enrolling consistently? What's your vibe like consistently? What's your energy and mindset like consistently? What's your conversations look like consistently? What's the word choices that you're using over yourself consistently? You guys, look at your last 90 days. When was the last time you served somebody? Look in the last 10 days, the last 5 days. When was the last time you served somebody? Like, enrolled? Because what we have in our hands, everyone freaking needs. Everyone needs it if they're broke. Everyone needs it if they need health issues. There is nothing that you can tell me that why you aren't signing in, enrolling right now. If you are not enrolling right now, you're not having enough conversations. If you are not enrolling right now, you're not believing in the boldness that it takes to have a conversation, or the confidence it takes to have going into a conversation. You got to realize, I'm not heading into a conversation saying, oh my God, this person's probably not going to join me, before I've even talked to them. I'm not going into the pricing and being like, oh my God, this is so expensive. I don't think they're going to join. It's expensive. Bull freaking shit. Get over yourself. You want change? You got to be the change. If you're not enrolling, I know you're not having enough conversations. It's that plain and simple. And if you are, and you can tell me that you are, then you're not being bold, and you're not showing confidence, and you're not showing value, and you're not serving what we have our hands on. There's nothing you can tell me why you aren't showing up and getting results. Because I've been on every obstacle, every side, everything that could hold me back in this industry, I've gone through. I've gone first for you guys so that you can show yourself that you can. Because guess what? Proof's in the pudding. Because if I went through, I'm not talking about today, I'm talking about every single day. Are you guys setting your thermostat to have someone in your inbox or enrolling every single day? Because if you're not having a minimum thermostat for what you allow in your business, then you're just going to mindlessly just be wishy-washy with your results. You got to realize I have a minimum expectation for what I deserve in my business, and that is a minimum of one person enrolled a day. Minimum. If it doesn't happen, I don't get hard on myself. I know that I need to serve 2 more people the next day. But I am not falling short on my goals because I set a minimum thermostat for what I freaking will allow. And I'm not going to allow lack energy. I'm not going to allow complaining. I'm not going to allow come do this and look at, no, we're not doing validating things in this team right now. Go freaking watch a trading if you don't know how to do something. Go look into the team page under topics if you don't know where to find it. Go ask your upline, where do you find this trading? Your upline is not your resource to get to where you want to be. And neither is the chat. You got to realize your energy is off if you're always kind of getting validation, or you're not pouring into yourself, or you're counting yourself out, or you're not showing up consistently. There's something that's disconnected, and you have to believe in your vision in order to get to in order to plug in the connection. But if you're not enrolling at least 2 to 3 to 4 times a week, then what are you doing? Because if you're not enrolling like that, I can guarantee you're not having conversations, or you're not doing income producing activities, or both. Some of you are like, I'm doing all my income producing activities, and then I go to your page and you haven't posted in 6 days. What the F does that even make sense? How does that even make sense? If you're telling me you're doing all the conversations, and then I go to your Facebook and Instagram, not just one or the other, but Facebook and Instagram, and I look, and you have been so inconsistent on both platforms and in your stories, why? Why does that even make sense to come to me and ask, well, I'm not seeing results? Yeah, no freaking duh. Because you are not showing up for yourself. So why would someone want to trust you to show up for them? You got to realize what's in your way and what's preventing you from getting these bonuses. You got to understand, okay, so where is it? There's a difference. The person waiting feels like she has no options. Like something has to be rewarded to her, like something or someone else is in control. The person watching knows that she is the observer, the chooser, the shifter, and that she has the power that she realizes, and that she is in fact creating her entire reality. So here's the thing. Are you waiting, or are you watching? Are you watching? Because if you are, see the evidence of the things beginning to shift. Observe how your inner state continues to create your reality. Become aware of the fears that are still within that need to be shifted. And see what previous beliefs you've created that you're causing yourself to work out of. So,
Okay, guys. So that was about the 5 minutes. If you want to take this time and take a screenshot of the work with me, and that way you can have that for your stories to show the community and everything, all that good jazz. But that was such a good Brent. I'm so glad that you played that, because it needed to be here, because sometimes we have to check ourselves, and sometimes it's over and over and over, and that's good, because I know for me, I was in my own way for the longest time. It's like I know all the things, I knew all the things. That's why I wasn't reaching out, because it was like, I already know this and I don't want to be called out on it. So I'm just going to be quiet, and just because I wasn't ready. And that's the thing. If you're not ready to change, if you're not ready for different, if you're not ready for more, then you're going to stay doing the same thing. You're going to be quiet. You're going to complain. You're going to have every excuse in the world. But when you are ready, you have to face that stuff. You have to get one-on-one with those people who are going to call you out. You're going to get on those trains. You're going to figure the things out. Like she said, you're going to go and find the resources to do the things, because everything you need is already here. It's just up to you deciding that if this is your time, if this is what you're going to do, if you're going to put up or shut up. So for me, I'm thankful, because I'm like, I'm ready to put up, and that's what it's about. That's what you got to do. And if you don't have to be perfect, you can fail your way forward. Like, I'm figuring things out every day. I'm not perfect, but I'm like, okay, I'm going into it with a positive mind, then I'm going to just get it done. And if it doesn't work out, who cares? We're human. If anything, it just shows people that anyone can do this, and you don't have to be professional, and you don't have to have everything together. You just have to try, because if you try and you continue to try, it's going to work out. It's going to all fall into place. So I just wanted to share that little tidbit. So if you haven't posted your picture or took a picture of the work with me, go ahead and do that. If anybody wants to unmute or say anything, I think this is a good time. I'm pretty much done with everything I had. Like I said, I did a few things before and I wanted to keep it super short and to the point. Everybody knows what they need to do. And if you're new, there's plenty of trainings to go back through and just figure out all the exact IPAs are. Make sure that you're investing that time to do that for yourself. It is your business and nobody can work it for you. So if anybody has anything to say, feel free now. Maybe not. If not, then I'm just going to let you guys go. I love y'all. I'm so thankful for this tribe. I'm thankful for this opportunity. Thank you so much for getting on here with me. I know it was short and simple. But you guys got this. We've got this. Let's go out and let's make today amazing and great. All my ladies who are going to be at the Knoxville luncheon, I can't wait to see y'all in just a minute. I have to finish getting myself together and put on my clothes. But yes, I love y'all. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Bye.